Hello everyone, Russell Wright from networkempire.com and themezoom.com. I'm here with CEO Sue Bell, and we have been up quite late doing all kinds of different programmatic stuff, and we managed to make it to the webinar, and we're really excited to share with you many of the things that we've come out with in the last, I'd say the last 30 days, last 30 to 60 days has been really jammed packed full of a whole bunch of killer programmatic stuff, including the SEO Silo plugin that we decided to give away to everyone for free. That allows you to manually add silos one at a time with no research or anything else, using our upstream services like Network Empire, formerly called DWS, as well as the ThemeZoom applications, which I'm not supposed to talk about, that also integrate with the Silo plugin. And it's actually been a huge amount of stuff that is all integrated. And so I'd like you to feel free to ask questions. We're going to make this short and sweet because of the super late night that both Sue and I have experienced. So bear with us. That coffee is just hitting our bloodstream. And go ahead and toss out questions. I think we're going to just do a basic demo of the Silo plugin, because this afternoon, drum roll please, the video Silo plugin launches, and the Warriors Forum is going to be our first drop area. And I think everybody here is on our regular list. If you're in the free Silo plugin email list, I only use that email list to give you updates, and we have a brand new update. And after this call, I'm going to drop that in here actually while Sue's probably talking. I've just uploaded the brand new plugin that Sue and I were up late working on, actually mostly her. And you guys need to go ahead and download this update because it is very important and is a required update. So I'll go ahead and drop that link somewhere in the middle of this webinar, and also email everybody on that list. The video Silo plugin is going to be launching probably this afternoon or this evening. We'll also be on a major mega webinar tomorrow, and we'll let you know more about that a little bit later on. So I got the questions panel open, and Sue, if you need my help, just let me know, and we can just go ahead and get started.
Hi, everybody. How you doing today?
Hang on a second. Terry, can you hear everybody now? I just want to make sure that I'm not talking to myself.
I think that was at the very beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like we're okay. Sorry about that, Sue. Go for it.
No worries. All right. So I have something that I've already drilled into. And this is my diet theme, or my diet drill inside of the last keyword tool. And the first thing I'm going to do is apply a filter to this, just so that I get keywords that are a little bit more relevant. I'm going to exclude some of those things that are a little bit more tangent. And so I'm going to do greater than 60. And I've got a set of videos that talk about the filters inside of TLKT, and we can show you how that works. But just to show you what happened, we took the keyword list from 285 originally down to 96. And what struck me here as I was doing that is I think I'm going to take this off for a second and just show you the keywords that I'm going to be excluding. And I can do that by adding the custom column Larry to this, and just show you what Larry looks like for a second. So Larry is a theme relevance indicator, and it looks like, let me just make sure we're sorted by Larry here. Alright, so now I've got the things with the highest Larry. So if my main keyword was diet, then you've got diet food, diet foods, healthy diet, all these things that are extremely relevant to diet up here at the top. And as we go down here to the bottom, you're going to find things that are more tangentially related.
Hey, Sue.
Prehistoric people's nutrition.
We've got a major frozen screen, it looks like.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no one's seeing anything that's happening, so.
Oh, you know, I clicked it and it didn't take. All right, thanks everybody. Okay, so let me just start back over then for a second. what I've done is I've added Larry as a column to my diet theme in the last keyword. Not a theme, a project. And the reason it's a project and not a theme is because we bring back all the keywords, whether they're related extremely tangentially or not. So diet foods, healthy diet, diet plans, nutrition and diet, all these things are extremely relevant up here at the top. And down at the bottom you've got things like prehistoric people's nutrition, multiple sclerosis, diets in general, things that are not necessarily unrelated to diets, but they're definitely more tangent, right? So as you scroll up here, USDA, paleo diets, all one word, typos, things like that. As I scroll up here to Cookie Doctor, to like gauge where it is that I want to make my cutoff, dietary guidelines, I might decide that, somewhere around 50, usually somewhere around 60 we get really like spot on. But as you see here, you've got like weight loss advice at 57, lose weight fast at 57, high protein, nutrition diet. So you've got some good keywords all the way down into 50. But by the time you hit 60, you've got the DASH diet plan, food groups. You see all of these keywords are just spot on too. Keywords that would be good keywords for me to use in my diet site. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with 60. I'm going to apply this filter, and I just grabbed, I'm going to make this easier between now and next week, but I just grabbed Larry, the Larry thing that was in my filter, and I added a greater than 60 onto the end of it, and I applied that filter. And so now only these keywords, if you scroll down here, you're going to see everything is greater than 60. All of the Larrys are greater than 60. So that's what I'm looking for at this point, and that's what I'm going to export. Are there questions at this point, Russ?
Not related to what it is that you're showing me.
Okay,
but
cool.
there are questions we will need to address later.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to save this file.
It's really, there's one of the questions is related is some people are asking, is this phrase match and broad match, and how will that relate to Google's new changes coming up? Will we still be able to provide broad match? And some people are afraid that our data is going away in Kraken because phrase match is going away in Google, and so on and so forth.
Nothing's going away, people. We have figured out ways to keep it all. Yes, we can get into that in a few minutes. All right, so I have this. I'm rearranging stuff in my folder so that you don't have to look at my ugly file system. All right. So now I'm going to come over here to Domain Web Studio, and I'm going to create a new empire just to show you everything from front to back. And we're going to call this the Diet Webinar. So this is my new empire, and empire is a collection of sites. It can be all of the money sites contained in one empire. It can be your WR1s, WR2s, and WR3s, depending on how big it is that you want to be and how you want to structure your empires. Dominate the diet world. Alright, so now I'm going to add a site, and this is where it gets fun. My project name is going to be Diet Webinar. I don't have a www site for this yet, so I'm just going to make something up. Target keyword is diet. Alright, so the silo settings we're going to get to in a few minutes. I'm not going to cover those just yet. The backlink unit costs, we throw in some standards there. If you don't have any idea, you can just leave them. If you know how much your backlink cost is and how much it costs for you to get a content for your website written, then you can update those prices there. Now the conversion rules are important, and this, if you don't know, you got to at least make a stab at, and we give you some pretty conservative defaults. So the first one is the amount of traffic that's going to convert if you were in position 1. In other words, the amount of traffic that's going to come from the Google search engine onto your website, and we're going to say that this is like 25%. And then your website conversion traffic, once the traffic's actually on your site, how much of that traffic is actually going to buy something from you. And 1% in this economy is not too bad of an idea. And then what is the affiliate vendor's website conversion? So if I've got an affiliate product that I'm selling and I have to send it to someplace else, or if I have a back office, if I've got like a phone center that they have to call into in order to book whatever my service is, then you've got the ability to put in another conversion factor right there. If you don't want to use that, then you just set it to 100. And then most important is the average amount of profit you make from a sale. So this is diet stuff. My average profit's probably going to be around $10 per sale. Then I've got, like, what's my budget? How much am I willing to spend on promoting my website? And this is in a given year. And we've scaled this down. In the Pro version, we've got $50,000 as the startup, but when you're using the Network Empire versions, a lot of people we found were actually dealing with niches, so we scaled that down for guys, and the default now is $5,000. And then what's your total financial monthly goal? How much do you want to make off of this website? We want you to think about it like it's a business. So again, we give you a starting figure of $500. If this is one of a whole bunch of websites and what you're really trying to do is just make $100 off this site, then you can scale that down. So if you wanted to, if your total income, you wanted to get up to around $2,000 and you were willing to put up 20 sites in order to make that, then you only need to make $100 off of each site. So that's how you want to kind of gauge that. Just remember, if you've got 20 sites going on at the same time, you've got to be able to promote all 20 of those sites. So you either need some finances to outsource that team, or you're going to have a lot of work to do. All right, so then once you've got that stuff figured out, everything with the stars, if it hasn't gone ahead and populated everything, you just hit the tab, and it'll recalculate all the rest of these figures for you, and it just tells you, hey, this is what you're going to need. So what Domain Web Studio does is it looks at these costs, and it's going to give you a clue for what keywords are good or not. All right, so we're going to create the site profile. I'll show you what good or not looks like here more in just a minute. And this brings us now right onto the screen where we can import some data. So I'm importing this from the last keyword tool. I'm going to browse. I've got my downloads, and I've got my webinar, and I've got my diet. And so I'm going to upload that and import my keywords. And so now in that import screen from TLKT, there's more data than what you actually see on the screen. So in TLKT, all of the data is broad match, but in the export file, we've included phrase match on the competing pages so that the numbers over here aren't skewed. Now we've still got broad match on the number of searches, and that's because in niches where there's not a lot of searches, Google's going to report more data on the broad match than they are on the phrase match. When you get down into smaller niches and you're looking at phrase match data, you really don't see hardly anything at all. So that's one of the reasons why we've got two different tools. They look at life a little bit differently. And so that's the broad match there is actually going to help you see where there is or isn't traffic. Okay, so Network Empire, we're actually in the process of renaming this, so I've got to get out of Domain Web Studio.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, what Network Empire has done for me now is it's automatically floated the very best keywords up to the top, and I can just come down the list here and take a look at what it is that I want to make into silos. So now these are phrase match competing pages, and 3 million pages is a lot. I mean, it's nice and easy for me to just grab a few of these because I know I'll be able to find, be able to make a silo structure really easily. But if I were actually doing a niche-sized website where I wanted to be able to rank for these terms, I might steer clear of some of these higher competing pages. And one of the easy ways to do that is to just come up here and put a limit on how big a competing page I want to go, right? So let's say that I just want to look at 1 million pages. I don't want anything larger than 1 million pages. That's going to be the upper bound on my website. So now that I do that, you can see, boom, it's cut off everything that's over 1 million pages. And free diets, dang, that's got a lot of search volume, low number of competing pages. That's a great term if that's kind of along the lines of what it is I want to do on my site, or maybe it's giving me some ideas, like if I'm going to sell affiliate diet products on my site and I'm willing to like find some free diets or come up with some free diets that I could offer those, I could get some traffic and maybe sell some affiliate products. Nutrition and diet, healthy diets, those kinds of ideas. So let's just pick a couple of keywords here for a minute and see where this goes. Free diets. Oh, I've got to come up here and tell Network Empire where it is. I'm gonna just select diet so that it knows I'm on the silo level now. I'm choosing silos. All right, so I want to choose free diets. I want to do weight loss plans maybe. I could have diet information. So I'm just trying to think of broad concepts that I'll be able to put some articles underneath, and it's going to make some sense based on what it is that I'm doing. And in my mind, I've got this idea that I'm going to offer some free diets, and I'm going to have some affiliate stuff, and a lot of the affiliate diet products you can make 10 bucks a pop off of. So I don't want to go with any of the specific diet plans at this point. Like I don't want to talk about necessarily protein diet foods because that's too specific at the high level that I'm at right now. So maybe we can go with 3 silos. That cuts it. Free diets, weight loss plans, diet information. I can always come back and add more. So I'm going to move those to my blueprint. Now you can see those over here. So let's just talk about weight loss plans for the moment. Let's grab that. I'm just going to select that. And we're going to look at plans. What kind of plans do we have? So the Dash diet is a plan. The Zone diet is a plan. The Cave diet is a plan. Caveman diet. And then you've got like fad diets. And the cookie diet.
Yay!
So that's, yay, still around after all these years. All right, so I'm going to move all of those things over into diet plan. All right, now if I open up the folder here, you can see my 5 diet weight loss plans in there. Okay, so let's just take diet information for a moment. And you can see it's selected up here. And I'm going to go with diet information. Let's go with nutrition and diet and healthy diets and maybe diet reviews sounds good. Protein diet foods and what is this diet information? Maybe healthiest diet. I could write an article about the healthiest diet. All right, I'm going to move those ideas over into that silo. Now, you'll notice one other thing that I've just kind of been ignoring so far, but right here it gives you the suggested supported articles for a particular thing. And if I were to come back up here and cursor over this, it's going to tell me that my suggested supporting articles, the SSA on the second line there, is 16. So what this says is, ideally, in a perfect world, I'd have 16 different articles here under weight loss. So I could take something like fad diet, which is an umbrella term, and I could go under there and I could talk about a bunch of different diets. Like, you know, cookie diet would be a great thing to put under fad diet. Those kinds of things. And so it's not like I have to have 3 articles underneath each one of these, but just somewhere in the silo I really ought to have 16 articles that support that concept. It's going to make it a whole lot easier to rank for weight loss plans. And if you think about it, weight loss plans is a fairly competitive term, and so that kind of makes sense. Now if I cursor over the fad diet, for instance, it also says that I need 16 articles. So that's where it would be really good to put in a bunch of articles underneath fad diet. But if I don't have 16 articles underneath fad diet, it's going to get some buoyancy because of the other articles that are in this. So if this is saying I need 16 articles and this says I need 16 articles, it doesn't mean that I need 32 articles for the entire silo, but it does mean that I need 16 and I probably ought to have a few underneath that. If I look at the dash article, that's only 12 articles, so that's not as competitive. The zone article is also 12. So I could maybe put 2 or 3 articles underneath each one of those to support those ideas a little bit better. The caveman diet only needs 7 articles, so I'm really okay there. I probably don't need anything underneath there to be able to rank for it. And the cookie diet suggested supporting articles is 0, so I definitely don't need anything under there. Alright, so that kind of gives you an idea how you'd lay out your structure. Let's just go ahead and pick free diets and throw a few concepts under there, just so that we don't ignore that. We've got free diet plans. Actually, I would prefer to go with the plural. So I've got free diet plan, which has got fewer competing pages than free diet plans, about the same search volume. So probably what I would do is, interestingly enough, free diet plan has got dollar bills attached to it. That means that it's got a higher cost per click than free diet plans. So probably what I would do is take free diet plan as the actual keyword, and I would associate free diet plans as a synonym. So let me just do that once to show you how you do that. I'm going to move that to the blueprint, and then here under free diets, I'm going to pick free diet plan, and I'm going to take free diet plans, which is not as valuable a term, but really, really close to the same idea, and I'm going to add it as a synonym. And so then what that's going to help me do is when I go to actually write the article, I'm going to know that I want both of those keywords. It's going to show up inside my blog down in the tags page. It's going to show me all those keywords. And so I'm going to write all of those into my article, and then that'll help me rank for both of those because they're very close to each other. All right, so let me go back to free diets and just add a couple more keywords in there because one article isn't enough really to support that. And you can see when you add a synonym, it doesn't take it off the list. So you can have a synonym one place and you can use it as a parent term for another article someplace else. But I'm just going to ignore that for right now. All right, we're on free diets. And free diets. Popular diets maybe could go under there. Best diets, online diets. This isn't really like diet reviews. This is like free diets, diet trends. This is a good article maybe to go under there. Diet community. Looking for things that relate to like what I would be looking for if I were looking for free. And do I only have one page? Okay, so this is one of 42. So what's happened here, right, I've got this limit on how big my keywords are going to be in terms of competing pages. I've got show all keywords is off, which means only the keywords that meet all of my business rules are going to show. And if I'm getting stuck for keywords, I'll just go ahead and move these concepts to my blueprint for a second, but because I'm not really liking the keywords that I'm finding, I might just turn this to off so that it shows me all of the keywords, whether they meet my business rules or not, just so that I can get a few more keywords. It's only showing me 3 more keywords. But diets A to Z, that might be a good thing to throw in there. Just make sure that we're still marked for free diets. I'm going to move that to my blueprint, and that should give me all of the concepts that I'm looking for. So that gives me 5 under each, which for the purpose of this demo I think is great. Alright, so I've got my my site spiffed out the way that I want it, at least for the first time, and so I can proceed on to the next aspect, which is to mark everything for publishing. Do we have any questions so far?
Yes. Can you show how to delete a keyword in Silo and move it back onto the keyword decision screen?
Oh, absolutely.
I have this question also, Craig. I've asked her several times because I keep forgetting.
So it's here under Manage Blueprint. And you can do everything here. So here you've got the silo level keywords, the category level keywords, and the supporting articles. Now, I don't have anything in supporting articles, but let's say that I decided that free diets is just not something that I want. I've gotten here, I don't like any of the keywords that are coming underneath it. I can't just get rid of it because it's got child articles. It's got ideas linked underneath it, so you can see this little icon here in the linked. So what I would have to do is come under here to Category Manager. I would find everything that's associated with free diets. You can see it's sorted here by your parents, so you can find stuff pretty quickly. I can check any of these that I want to get rid of. If I want to get rid of the whole silo, I have to get rid of all 5. And I can either delete the keywords. If I hit the delete button, it's going to remove them all from the keyword decision screen and everything. Or I can just, one at a time, I can just hit this little green button, which is, it's a green arrow pointed backwards, and that brings up a screen where I can manipulate stuff. So if I want to send it back to research, I would click research. It's a 2-part thing. We want to make sure that we know exactly where it is you're trying to go. I'd send it to research, and I would put this to place, I would put this all the way up at the beginning, which is scrolls off, so back to research. Okay? I can also move it to another silo. If I want to move it to another silo, then I would say, hey, I want to make this a category in a different silo, and then I would pick the silo that I want to move it to. So I could send it right smack to being a category underneath diet information. Does that make sense? I'm going to leave this a category underneath free diets for right now. And if I click the move keyword, it just shouldn't do anything. Cool. Any other questions?
Yeah, well, we have some pending questions that are direct and indirectly related about the future. It seems to be the buzz is the future of
keyword tools.
Everybody's like keywords.
Right.
So here's the mythology that you can answer for us, Sue.
Okay.
You know, there's tools like Keyword Cockpit or SEO Cockpit that use exact match. Then there's phrase match. There's broad match. People's big concern is with this whole Google thing happening.
Mm-hmm.
When the keywords tools change to Keyword Planner, it's a big thing. You know, are things like our tools going away? There's been rumors that might, in fact, pretty much confirm that Market Samurai is just having a terrible time now at the Google. We're going to get rid of the Google data altogether and do something, you know, different.
Entirely different.
Yeah.
Right.
So what can you just speak to all this based on our tools? People know that Kraken's phrase match, the TOKT's broad.
Yeah.
What can you answer about our tools? And
so all of those pieces of information are actually still available in the new keyword tool in Google. We've discovered where they're all hiding, and we can get to them, and so we're still going to be able to provide that data. The one really interesting thing that I found, and I spent probably 3 or 4 really intense days as well as a couple of other partial days, looking at all of the data and doing comparisons. And the one really interesting thing is Google's moving to a new database with a new tool. And I both like it and hate it. and we'll do another video. I'll do a video with Russ where I lay out all of the data that I found and you guys can see what's going on. But they have devalued a lot of the searches for broad terms. So broad terms like weight loss have a small fraction of the number of searches that they have in the current database. And then other keywords, there's a lot of keywords that they've cleaned up their database a lot. You'll see sometimes in our keyword tools some funky keywords like weight loss dot. And we try to get rid of those, but the problem is that they're in Google's keyword tool, and not only are they in the keyword tool, but they come back with cost and traffic. So that makes our tools think, hey, wow, the keyword must be valuable, even so it's got an artifact in it, right? And it's not valuable. Like they're just crazy. So they've cleaned up a lot of that. They've cleaned up a lot of the typos. They've cleaned up a lot of the run-together words. They've cleaned up all of the artifacts that I could see. So the database in that regard is a whole lot cleaner, and it makes a whole lot more sense.
Yep.
So in ways, I think the data is actually going to be better. You're going to be able to plan your sites better. What it is going to do is it's going to lower your expectations on what those big, broad keywords are going to do for you. And so you're going to find yourself, you know how where I took, on the Design My Site, where I took that flag off so that I was looking for keywords that don't necessarily meet my keyword rules. You might have to do that more for your silo terms. Just to get broad keywords in there that make sense. If you're doing market analysis, it's still going to be fine for niches, but if you're doing market analysis, you might need to take that off. But everything else is going to run as per normal. We're in the process of actually swapping the tools over now, and we'll be done with that change. It's a fairly minor change from our point, and we'll be done for that long before Google actually gets rid of the older tools. And we'll let you guys know when we upgrade. We'll probably do set all of the flags in the database so that all of the data updates so that the data is consistent, because I think that the thing that would be the most horrible for you guys is if you're looking at part of the data out of the old database and part of the data out of the new database, because they just don't correlate at all. And
Okay.
so I'm not going to try and make it correlate.
Yeah, definitely. One of the other questions, Sue, is about our video silo plugin
Oh, yes.
that we're launching today.
Oh, yes.
Paid members, since it's already launched in the orders form,
Right.
since paid members are, I mean, are there any Network Empire members levels that get that video silo plugin,
Yes.
not just the free one?
Yes.
What level is that? If so, which one?
Yes. So anybody who's subscribed to the Pro version or any of the bundles,
Okay.
you're going to see that in your menu structure.
Okay. It'll be on the sidebar at members-area?
Yeah, it's going to be under the technical infrastructure area, and I'll put up a big banner this afternoon so that you guys can find it easily and download it.
Excellent. Thank you.
More coffee.
Yeah. We've been pulling a couple all-nighters, especially Sue, so I appreciate you guys. She's like a nonstop machine here.
It's so much fun. We might have to do a quick demo of that at the end. Shh, don't tell anybody.
I don't know. I mean, we really deliberated. I mean, we couldn't offer it for free, obviously, because, I mean, hopefully you guys know that.
It's wicked.
Hopefully you can visit more about it at videosiloplugin.com, and there'll be a buy button up there on that shortly. It's not going to be more than $27. But we really deliberated on how to sell it because, you know, we're driving a lot of our traffic right now through video. But when you combine video through with website silo architecture, it gets really, really cool. Yeah, so that's all I'll say about it really for now.
So, yeah, if you guys have questions about whether or not you're supposed to get it, just ping me and we'll get you hooked up. And if for some reason we don't get back to you while the beginning of the dime sale is on, don't panic. Like, we always take care of our members.
Yeah, totally.
Just don't panic.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else before I move forward?
It looks like we're pretty good. Why don't you just continue?
All right. So I'm here on Mark for Publishing, and I'm just going to click everything. We're going to publish the entire lot. We're going to say Approved for Publishing, and it's all going to come back. You see right now underneath status, it's just blank. So when this is done, it comes back with the little status of the world, meaning it's ready to go up live to the world. All right. So then the next thing is to build my WordPress site, and this has got the download link. It'll take you to the page inside the members area where you can grab the plugin, and we just do that for our own sanity, so we've only got one place that we got to update everything. And then we come over here to export my blueprint. All right, so here when we're ready to export my blueprint, I'm going to come over here for a second and I'm going to set up my blog, because if we had actually read all of the text on this page over here on build my website, that's what it would have told me to do. So because I've kind of futzed around in this blog a little bit, I've changed a couple of things, and I'll show you what it is I've changed. I've changed the permalink structure so that I add /category/postname. Got to do that or this doesn't work right. And then here under Appearance, this is the new version of WordPress. Has done, I think it was 3.6, but don't quote me on that because I've had far too many numbers in my head in the last 24 hours. But here, this last major update on WordPress changed the entire menu structure, and if you're not familiar with it, you want to kind of come up to speed a little bit. So what I do is I come in here and I create a menu, and I tell it to automatically add the new top-level pages to this menu, and that saves my sanity when I do the import. And then I make it the primary menu, and if you come over here to Manage Locations, you'll see that my primary menu is WPU Silo. Alright, so those are really the only two tweaks you need to make in the very beginning. The plugin is going to make the rest for you, so I'm going to now install the plugin.
Craig is asking, oh, do you have time for a question? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Craig is asking, what is the main difference between the Pro version and the Mini-Me version? He has the Pro version, and he also likes that this looks much simpler.
So the Pro version allows you to use teams, it allows you to enter content, and it allows you to do the promotion and syndication module. Those three things are not in Mini-Me. Now the content is going to come over to the Pro version of Mini-Me, but the other two aspects are not. So in other words, the team building and the promotion and syndication, like that's where it gets really complicated from the programming perspective, and what we have done is we've gone through the entire application and we've made it much simpler, as you can see. And when we got to the part about making it simpler for the team management and for promotion and syndication, we were just like, you know what, we got to rewrite the whole thing in order to make that happen because we just need to change the screens entirely. So so what we're actually in the process of doing is we're going to retire the Pro version, which means everybody who's currently got access to it is going to remain having access to it. I wouldn't dream of taking it away from you guys because a lot of you guys, I mean, first of all, you got projects in midstream, but you also are very used to all of the fun stuff that it does. But we're not going to actively promote it in terms of selling it anymore. And so you guys that are in, and this is where we said a couple of months ago, you want to get in now if you like what you see because it's all going to change. So we've started with the rewrite to change everything over to Network Empire. We've gone ahead and labeled the Mini-Me or the Lite version to Network Empire, and it'll be a several month endeavor. My guess is probably 6 to 8 months before we come out with the new agency version of Network Empire. So, what we have now, a Pro version of Network Empire, is the one that's got multiple sites, multiple empires, and multiple sites in each empire. The Lite version of Network Empire has just got one site. And so the Pro version of Network Empire is going to have the content in it, and then we'll come out with an agency version that has all the bells and whistles. I'm not going to talk about it.
Don't talk
talking about it. Yeah. It won't be pretty.
Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah, really passionate about it, and it's there are some agencies here, so you can contact us for more information.
Okay. So I want. I had to make this simple because I've just not had enough sleep, so I knew what I wanted to install. This is the latest version that he's going to drop the link to here in a minute. And, alright, we're active. So you can see we've got DWS Silo Builder up here on the side. Shoot, it is missing a small change. It should say Network Empire Silo Builder. And I'm going to come in here to the Silo Importer. And okay, so you have an option here to set this to being published or to set it to being draft. If you're actually working on a live blog, I would set it to be draft. And I would back it up. If you're working on a live blog, if you're adding silos to a live blog, I would definitely back it up before you start, just because particularly if you've got keywords that are close to or identical to what's in your blueprint, it can do some things that you might not expect. So back it up first, and if you've got a good backup, then we can help you work around anything that's kind of going funky. Most nearly all the time I can work around everything that goes funky, but just like for my own peace of mind, I got to tell you to make a backup. Okay. So I'm going to browse, and I'm going to grab, oh, I haven't actually exported it yet. That's why it's not here. We'll come back here now. I'm going to grab my XML file, and we're going to save that. That's going to save to the download area, unfortunately. And that is, all right, I'm going to browse, let me just grab it. Hang on just a second, move it around for a minute. Yeah. What was this called? DWS Blueprint. There we go. 13,591. Copy that. Paste that in there. Alright, we're good. I'm going to come over here and browse for that file. DWS Blueprint Diet Webinar. I'm going to open that. And so there's some advanced settings here, and this is really cool. It makes more sense if you're coming out of Domain Web Studio Pro, because that's where you'll actually have differences between article headlines and primary keywords. If you're not coming out of Pro, if you're coming out of Network Empire, then you don't have to worry so much about the advanced settings until we get the content module. That's one of the reasons why I want to move the content module over to Pro. So you'd have the option, if you've actually got your article written inside of Network Empire, you have the option to actually use the headline or the page title rather than just the keyword for everything. I think it works really well to use the keyword for the slugs in pretty much all circumstances. The title I would probably change to either the page title or the article headline, so I'd probably be tending to make all of the titles article headlines. Just my own, like that way you get more neuromarketing good stuff in there. Alright, so in this particular case, the article headline, the primary keyword, all of that stuff is going to be the same thing. We're going to import the file, and Bob is going to be somebody's brother. Let's go visit the site. I should have shown you the site before we started, but trust me, it was just all blank and ugly. Alright, so because I had the menu pre-done so that it was only adding the top level pages, I don't get the annoying drop downs. If you have annoying drop downs, you're going to have to go into the menu and manually delete those. But we're here, and this is good. So like, let me just edit my page for a minute and throw some content here under home. So you see it automatically inserted the excerpt. That was one of the settings that I had it set for. And if I come here and let me just go to Wikipedia and grab some content about diets. I'm sure this is going to bring up, yeah, WebMD will work. Just anything that's got a couple of generic, right? Yeah, no, never mind. Wikipedia. Diet plan, there we go. Alright, let me just grab some content and come back here and drop the content in and update the page. This is just so that you can get a feel for what the page is going to look like, right? Now if I come home, you've got your page, you've got your content under here, you've got content over here. Now, let me talk to you for a minute about excerpts. Excerpts are only available at the moment if you put your content into DWS Pro. When you put your content in DWS Pro, one of the blocks underneath the content is an excerpt. And so that's the other reason why I want to be able to bring the content back into Network Empire, because I want you guys to be able to put in excerpts here. That gives you context-sensitive help here rather than just another list of links. Otherwise, I don't know if it's really so helpful to have your links down here. The idea was guys would be reading and then they'd see your other concepts and they'd just go ahead and click through. I'm looking to actually provide incentive for people to click through down into your site or onto other pages so that they spend more time on site, they're more likely to buy your products, right? So if we come in here to weight loss plans, we can see the 5 style of weight loss plans that we put in here. And you've got your menu over on the side and menu. Oh, that was one other thing I did that I failed to mention. So let me just come back here to widgets for a second. I already had the widget over on the sidebar, this widget here. And you can put a title there if you want. And also, we have both the excerpt and the widget have a maximum number of links that they're going to show. It's all set to 10 by default. And the reason we did that was some people's sites were just getting immensely huge. So, so let me bounce back to the site now after I've changed that to related topics, and you can see over here in the sidebar it says related topics. And you can also change that information in this widget down here. So if I edit this page, actually that's not going to be on editing the page, but let me just show you here. We've got links equals 10. If you set it to 0, it's going to, in either of the widgets, either the shortcode or the widget, it's going to show everything. And if you don't want it to show excerpts, then you can take out the true. But if you don't have excerpts, then it's not going to make any difference. All right, so over here under settings is the other thing that I was talking about. This is the place where you can get the menu heading. It's actually the excerpt menu heading underneath. So if I do that and update it, this is going to give you an idea of what it's going to look like actually on the page. Let's just go back to the site for a second. And you'll see it gives you read more good stuff. And you can also, in the widget, you can also, I shouldn't say in the widget, actually in the plugin, you can change the size of those things. So here underneath Silo Styles, you've got quite a bit of control over the color that you want the links to be, over the size, and over the spacing. So you can make that area down below look quite a bit more so that it blends in more with the site and it doesn't sort of stick out. Some themes, it sticks out kind of like a sore thumb because it's so much bigger than everything else around it. So you can make all those adjustments here. And last but not least, we've included a help area. And in the help area, we've got some videos about what you can do. Oh, and that reminds me, because the first one's about the manual silo blog builder, let's just go in and take a look at that. So this is a way that, let's say you got all done with this and you realized that under free diet you wanted to have another couple of articles, and you don't want to go back into Domain Web Studio, blah, blah, blah. You just want to add them quickly here, get your team moving forward. And so I can add another article and more stuff about diets. Okay, so I'm going to add those here under free diets, and you'll see that it added those. Now, let's say also, let me just open this in a new tab for a second so that I can bounce back and forth between the two. Let's say that diet community, we want to actually change that a little bit. That's under free diets. So let's say that I come here and I come into diet community and I want to edit this page. And instead of calling this diet community, our helpful diet community, lose weight with us. This is one of the changes that we just made where Russ was saying that you need to update this. If you made that change to the title before, it would screw up what this looks like in here. But now if I just do a refresh, you'll see that diet community here remains diet community. So it looks the way that it did. Just trying to think if there's anything else. That I think I've shown you everything. I think that's all of the plugins and all of the good stuff.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely a good demonstration.
Okay.
All right.
So are there any other questions before I jump into untested waters?
No, so far people have been giving really positive feedback, and I think you should just roll with it.
All right.
Oh, geez. Can't take you anywhere.
Can't take me anywhere. All right. So talk for 5 nanoseconds and let me find some stuff, because
Okay.
if I'm going to get into trouble, I'm going to do it in style.
All right. So as Sue already said, we need to, if you have any questions about this plugin that we launched today, let us know about the price points. It's not free. I think it's going to max out at $27 or something like that. If you have any questions about it, especially if you're a member, there's a lot of non-members on here, go ahead and contact us. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link here in chat where the Warriors Forum sale is happening, and that'll just give you an idea. Part of the reason we're going through this medium is, whoops, I got to give it to everybody, is that we're on a really, really huge webinar tomorrow in the internet marketing community, which is not a community we spend a ton of time in. But this is obviously a good match for that community. There's a lot of fans that have been waiting for this particular plugin. And I think it's something like $5 or $6 there right now, so feel free. Yeah, so that's what's going on with that. And the other thing I'd like to add is that we're launching our new, for those of you who are higher end and who are in our agency level stuff, specifically the Network Empire Pro version, formerly called DWS Pro, with all the team management and the rest. We have a course out that's going to be launched more prolifically. We've already been through beta with it. It's called Theme Zoom Technical Training, and the domain for that is it's already there, and actually we have successful testimonials coming in from, it's primarily taught by Matt DeCruz with major backup with Sue, and I chime in a little bit in persuasion architecture, and that domain will be Swallow Your Market Whole. This is definitely for those people who are more serious about integrating all this and want us to hold your hand through every step of the way, like no stone is unturned.
I gotta just say, I was talking to Matt about this last night, and we came up with some of the most coolest things that we're going to do with that.
The mostest, coolestest things?
Mostest, coolest, like that's just how cool it is. The mostest, coolestest thing.
Yeah.
So every single, like it's an 8-week course, and every single 8-week course, we're going to actually do a different topic. So what happens is Matt and I do an actual website. You get to see it from beginning to end, and so this time what he's doing is Sassy Hair Salon is his wife's hair salon. He's doing a website, a beautiful website. It's going to be for that company, and we talked about it, and we're like, well, we can't just do the same one over and over again. So we're going to do a different one for every single course. So if you come in now, you're going to get to see the videos from the previous one. You'll get to see, you'll get access to all of the content that comes. The people who actually pay for that 8-week course are going to be the ones who are actually on the webinar, but everybody else is going to get to follow along. You'll get access to any of the new content. You'll get access to the market research that we're doing, to everything that we're thinking all the way along, so that you get this entire portfolio of all different kinds of markets that we're going to attack, and you'll be able to watch how it actually all comes together and how we progress with the whole thing. And it just, I thought it sounded really very cool. I was excited about it. I was like, sign me up. I want to take that. So, all right. Is it okay if I give you guys a quick little preview about the video silo builder?
Yes, please.
Excellent. All right, so I can stop the recording now if you want me to, Russell, so that like this webinar is.
No, it's totally fine.
Okay.
We'll just put it up for people to see, and we'll probably get more people interested in it.
All right. So.
I'm just trying to understand. We have a lot of questions coming in about this plugin, Sue. Specifically,
Okay.
do basic members have access to it?
Guys that are in just the membership area, the $49 a month, they get access to the free plugin. The guys
Okay.
that are pro
Guys?
members
Yeah.
at 147 and above, they get access to it.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's the current thing. I would like to offer a gift for those of you who are on this webinar who are basic members. Just contact me at ThemeZoom and I'll give you a copy. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Sue.
All right. Let me just hit this upload. I think I hit the wrong file. This is where I'm like needing coffee. Video Silo Builder, open. If this gives me an error, then it was already installed and I just didn't see it. All right, so install plugins. Oh, let me deactivate the other one. Oh, maybe this isn't going to happen. That would be a bummer. I don't see it in the plugin list. All right, I just got this back from the this worked yesterday, but we just made some major changes to this plugin last night, and it doesn't, I'm not seeing it in my plugin list, and it's either because I just haven't had enough coffee or it didn't load up properly. So that's a complete and total bummer.
What's the total bummer?
I'm not seeing it in my list.
Oh, well, we got to show people how to install it anyways.
No, you don't get it. I tried to install.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'll just try one more time. I'll just make sure that I haven't done something crazy. Hang on a second. Oh, you know what it is? I have it in, I zipped up one file too many.
I really hope not.
All right.
I mean, okay. And it's time to get off the webinar.
This is just me not having enough coffee. Hang on a second.
Okay. So it looks like we still have quite a few people on the call, and I will fill up the empty, uncomfortable silence with some marketing.
Excellent.
Oh, question for you, Sue, since a lot of people have gone to the Warriors Forum. Was that zip file error that just happened to you, is that the zip file that you also gave me this morning?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I will be muted for a moment.
Terry, you got it just because you're on the webinar.
He paid for it already.
Oh.
On the Warriors Forum.
We'll
so
hook
Terry,
you up. I didn't realize that, yeah.
See me on Skype, Terry. I'll give you something cool. I know you paid a whole $5 for it. And I would have given it to you for free. It's right. I would have. I'll make it up to you. Ooh, okay, even more. Okay. So everybody, you guys need to know that if you downloaded it from the Warriors Forum just now, that it is, you need to unpack that first layer of the zip, right, Sue?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not a blog-friendly zip. Okay, I'm going to change that. Well, let's test that first.
All right, so let me try this.
There you go. So there's just an extra zip file.
Yeah. All right. So it looks very similar. You come in here to settings. That's where you see the first thing that's different. Down here you've got like read more good stuff. This was basically where we ended on the last one. So now you've got a YouTube channel. And if you've got a YouTube channel and you've got videos on your YouTube channel and you want to use that, then you can specify that you want all of the videos on this blog to come from your YouTube channel. Now the interesting thing is that it's going to do a keyword match based on that keyword for the page. And so if you got to make sure that you've got videos with those keywords, or the page isn't just going to load, it just won't load a video. So either way. So like where the Theme Zoom channel's got all kinds of crazy videos, but I'm not really sure what the keywords are. Some of those pages will probably come back without videos. But where there is a video that matches the keyword exactly, it comes back great. You can specify, like if you don't want older YouTube videos, then you can specify that, you know, it's just been this year, this month, this week. YouTube duration can be any. You can add video comments, so if you want the comments and everything to come in the way that it is, either on the primary video for that particular keyword or in your channel, you can add those comments. And then we've got an advanced text box here where you can add the video title and the description and all of that kind of good stuff. Or you can just leave it the way that it is, and all it's going to do is actually embed the video. So I'm going to turn off the comments. I'm just going to have it embed the video first. And I'm going to update the settings. This is where I need more coffee. I almost forgot that step. All right, so now I'm going to come over here to the manual silo builder, and let's. You have your option here as you go to add individual pages, whether or not you want to add the videos. You've also got the option here under the importer to add the YouTube videos. So if you do an import and you have this turned on, it's going to automatically try to pull videos for every single page that's in the blueprint that you import. So you know how I just imported 15 pages, 18 pages, right? 3 silos, and under each silo there were 5 articles. You would lickety-split import all of those pages with videos. So I'll come back to that in a second. We're going to add videos. We're going to, let's add a silo at the top, and let's call it give me a diet keyword. Russ, a silo. Let's call it
Cookies.
Cookies. All right, I know there will be
Chocolate chip cookies diet.
I know. All right, so it added the silo cookie diet. And if you come over here and we refresh this, we should see the cookie diet silo added. Oh, you know what? We're only going to see that here up at home. We've got the cookie diet added. And if we go into the cookie diet, there is our video on the #1 cookie diet. That's because we didn't specify a particular channel, right? So it just pulled the #1 video for cookie diet. And so I can come under here. Obviously, you guys are starting to see the picture, right? I can come under here. I can add more than just one keyword. I can add cookies and ice cream.
Cookies and ice cream diet.
We can say
Hey, use coconut ice cream. You'll be fine.
coconut.
Chocolate chip coconut, gluten-free, taste-free, sugar-free diet.
All right, we're getting a little bit off of the
That's a long, 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 long tail.
copy. It's just to add some concepts here.
You can tell we've been up all night, right, guys? Like the dopamine's doing really funny things.
Like, no, what? What are you talking about? All right, so and then if I come here under cookies and ice cream, you're going to see a video there. All right, so let's get a little bit more creative. Let's go back to our settings for a moment. And let's put the video description above the video. And we're going to embed that, and Oh no, the description. The description should come underneath. But we can put the video title above.
And
Colons.
can I add something there? A
Yeah.
comment here, Sue?
Yeah.
One of the favorite things I like about this, I'm going to give you guys since you're all so dedicated, a sneak peek into, like our WR2 network. Hopefully you guys know what that is. Maybe not. I'll try not to use too much rhetoric, certification rhetoric. But the cool thing is that you can embed banners or Facebook like boxes right here.
Exactly.
I'm going to give you two little tips that are normally reserved for really big courses we have. Facebook like boxes, even though they sometimes bring up errors on your Webmaster Tools sitemaps, are really powerful for driving people to your fan pages. And I've had no problem whatsoever putting them on every single page of my autoblog or sites. Not that I autoblog or anything, but if I did, that's what I do. And also, you're one of the highest. Let's say I was, not that I am, but let's say I was, running sites that had 90 to 80,000 videos per week going up onto the web. Not that I would ever do anything like that. Well, if you have a banner under every one of them that's high compelling, that especially if you're split testing it, but don't do that at first. You can put a banner underneath the video. I'm finding that is the highest click-through rate to put banners anywhere on the site right now in my testing.
Right.
And so you can do that right here with a simple embed code. Just do an embed with a link just like you would a link to an image in a blog post. And it can go right under the video. Now, it will be on every video that you upload, but if you're using this for domain squatting or as a domain placeholder, something like that, that's really nice because even when you're just waiting to get indexed, you can still get traffic upstream to your money site or to what you're selling.
Or if you're using a banner rotator, you can just put in your banner rotator shortcode right here underneath your video, and that will put your banner in there and allow you a little bit more access to control it on the fly.
Hey, while Sue's here, Yanni, I'm going to answer your question asking, does this in essence mean that only the video silo plugin is needed and not the any silo plugin? That's a great question.
That's correct. You can use just one of them. You can have both of them installed and they do not upset each other.
Yeah, let me explain the difference there, okay? You can deselect the video. As you can see where Sue's got here, it says you add YouTube comments. Some people are not going to want to do that. You can deselect that, and of course you can deselect adding videos at all. And it's, in essence, what you have is the precisely same functionality. We had the free plugin because not everybody could afford our premium plugin with videos, and we wanted to make sure that we gave it away as many people as possible. And of course, it does help create leads for us, the free plugin, to be quite honest. But we also create great relationships with it, and not everybody feels comfortable. It is possible to shoot your foot off, with adding videos automatically. So if people are coming out of DWS and adding like 900 silo landing pages and it's 4 levels deep and this and that, that's a pretty big site, right? So and it works. You can do that. I just want people to have some skill before they start building, gargantuan auto silo sites with video uploaded. I want them to understand our WR1 and WR2 method, because there is a method to our madness. We're not just uploading, millions of silo blogs with videos on them. You got to know, where you're located in your whole strategy before you start doing that. Another question coming in from Jerry is,
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Let me just demo this, and I'll show you in a second.
Oh, can I read it out loud first, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead.
What if we don't like the actual video that the plugin chooses? Well, Jerry, you're kind of out of luck. You're going to have to put it in manually. Suppose, for instance, the video is a competitor that drives traffic to his site. Well, Jerry, that's what I'm saying, is that the difference between WR1 and WR2, that's transaction versus, let's say, perhaps the 90,000 videos per month that I would never upload to like autoblogs or whatever. Those are all on separate IPs. Those are all different things. And I don't care if I have all of my competitors machine gunning videos constantly up to the web, because I do special things that hijacks that traffic. Okay? So this is why we don't want you to blow yourself up. Okay? So.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I've just added 2 more, pasta and Rice Krispies, and these are like everything, right? So it's still got pasta, which is the title of my page, and then it's got the title of the actual video with a colon, and then you can see that my shortcode's here. So if I had something that would replace that shortcode, that would get inserted right here. This is the description off of the video itself, and then these are the comments. They're just added like comments on your blog. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Great.
if I don't like this video, then I'm going to edit the page, and you can see here under text, this is just the iframe embed code, and you can just replace that with the video that you want to embed there.
It's fantastic. So yeah, so you'll have to go in. I guess I answered too much of the question. Yeah, you'll have to go in and add it manually by hand is the short code for that.
All right, so...
and of course, advanced certification students, we do show you methods that I call video jacking. These types of things, these are for advanced courses. You can learn more about that at automaticvideotraffic.com. That's for certification students only, and that's a 7-day event that we teach you in person. Okay, because then you can not only blow your foot off, but you can blow up everything. So you got to be careful, and we got to teach you carefully how to do that. Whoops! I can't believe I swallowed the whole market. Okay, so
Can't believe I'm...
people keep asking for the Skype. People keep asking for the Skype address, Sue. So I'm just going to drop that real quick.
Okay, cool.
It's ThemeZoom, ThemeZoom. And when you contact me, I don't generally talk a lot or chat a lot with non-ThemeZoom members, but I will drop you into the basic Skype group where Sue and I check once a day, pretty much. And we sometimes have really interesting conversations that slip in there. So do feel free to add or request a Skype ad at ThemeZoom.
Yeah.
Okay. I promise not to interrupt you again. No, really.
Well, I think this pretty much does it.
All right.
I mean, from here, like, can you guys, do you have any questions? Can you see what it is that you can do with this, with all of the options, and you can mix and match and insert your, oh, that was the other thing. I added, I hard-coded in, check out this evil stuff, right, in front of the, in front of the description. Let me just go back and show you where that was, because,
oh, here's a great question. Oh, I'll wait till you're done. I promise not to interrupt.
Yeah, you promised.
I'm sorry.
Check out this evil stuff is what I hard-coded in there,
nice.
Along with hard-coding in the shortcode. So you can get very creative about what you want to do here, and you can mix and match. Just be aware that it's going to show up on all the pages. So what you can do is you can add a handful of pages. Like if you want to mix and match this, you can add a handful of pages. You can come back and then change that, and then add another handful of pages. So you can add in bulk and still get some, what do I want to call it, like some variations in there. And
okay, sorry.
Whatever you have, the only other thing that I want to say here is whatever you have here is what's going to be for all of your pages when you do the insert, if you're going to do a file insert out of Network Empire.
Okay.
So just be aware of that. Okay. What were you going to say?
Oh, well, one of the questions is, what about dupe content issues, snagging YouTube comments and YouTube description? I'm just going to go ahead and speak to this too. Essentially, there's a lot of controversy around this, but I can tell you I am prolific in video at the moment. I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit, and there's no evidence whatsoever at all. In fact, quite the opposite, that there's any problems with YouTube descriptions, and there's no problems with YouTube comments. In fact, I haven't tested this formally with Sue. She's much better at formal testing, and we could do it on a larger scale. But I have found no problems with comments jacking with YouTube. All of this is mostly because YouTube obviously is owned by Google. I hope most of you guys know that. And they just know that the engagement rate spikes with any kind of video embedded on the page. So there's that's happening. There's also content, so there's no need to mix descriptions from YouTube videos. Okay, there's no need to mix comments. I mean, there are plugins that allow you to turn comments into pages, and I found that those work pretty nicely to increase indexability. But those are advanced mechanisms. The point is that don't be worrying about dupe content specifically from YouTube. I'm not addressing the overall content dupe issue. Another thing I found is generally speaking, that's just ouch. Generally speaking, content, the social aspects of commenting and the benefits that you get from that outweigh the content. Google is primarily seeing the engagement. And when the time on site of your site goes up, which it invariably does with video, there's a huge kudos given both via Webmaster Tools, Google Analytics, and everything else. And that's probably why you see such fast indexing. Like, I'm talking like 5 minutes or less on established sites when you had a video, whereas you had content and nothing did happen. The other questions always coming in right now, I have 2 or 3 questions coming in about content density. People will say, okay, well, I had this content density and I checked it in the Moz tool, and then I changed the content density and it's changing, and then of course I got indexed right away, or I got my ranking back. Sue's checking this right now on some other things about, but I'm saying that people will add a YouTube video and get indexed immediately. So when you're doing that test, you guys test them separately. Change your keyword density first. Wait to see if it has a benefit and you get your ranking back, and then add your video. Okay, or try it on a separate blog where you have the exact same blog set up the exact same way, it's brand new, and try it with YouTube only, and then try it with content and see the difference. But try not to mix your tests and then make an assumption that it's keyword density. Although there is keyword density issues, and we're going to see a lot more of that over the next few months. I really have been getting a lot of questions on the help desk and on Skype from people who are doing tests, and they're testing a whole bunch of things, and they're coming back to me and saying, oh, I did this, and it's like taking a whole bunch of vitamins, like a whole fistful of vitamins, and then all of a sudden you start feeling better, but you have no idea exactly which one worked. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Like, there's no way, unless you isolate your channels, that you can have a general, a decent, specific idea about what's working.
Right.
Yeah, Sue, here's a question for you. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get back to it in a second. I just want to add one more comment about
Sure.
the spam stuff. So, like, these things are tools to help you move along in your blog creation faster. And so, like on this diet site, as for instance, I have a bunch of silos about, in particular, diet plans. Excuse me. And I've grabbed videos in this manner to populate these pages in the blog. But it doesn't mean that I'm just going to leave this blog hanging out there with a bunch of videos and not add original content to it.
Right.
So in some places we've gone in and we've added our own content underneath the videos. Other places we just left that content, and but we've got other silos where we've got content that's content rich, really content rich. So I'm not, like, what Google has said they don't like is when you've got huge blogs with hundreds of thousands of videos,
yep,
and they're all hosted on YouTube, and it's just a blog farm basically. And so I'm not actually recommending that, but this is a quick way to just get some video inserted either into your blog. Like, it's a great way to create a blog that you can use as a placeholder to help age the domain. It puts content on there that's going to be relevant to your keywords, and then as you go back in and you're actually creating your blog, you can replace it. You might even replace the video entirely, but it gives you a step forward, and it gives you engagement, and it starts to put some
and I will also pose a question to kind of bump up against what Sue said, because we do have a public face which is very white hat, and we agree with that with the WR1s. But I also would say something like this. If a blog has 100,000 videos uploaded and indexed with an engagement of an average of 9.5 minutes on site, and it's 100% automated, is it still an auto blog? And the average time on site is 9 minutes? And I would say no. So that's something to think about as we move into the age of broadcasting and engagement. It doesn't matter what you call it. SEO, as we know it, is going away. And the structure has to do with the last frame, and the last frame is video. Okay, silo architecture still works because it works with the profound integration of the data hierarchy of how Google determines what the theme is, and it's going to work for some time. I would also say that the name of the game at this point is engagement. And if you're able to present content in an amazingly powerful way, and that content increases the time on site and the engagement and provides your visitor with reference-based material that's very useful and powerful, then that is a success, and it doesn't look like crap, and it's still very well structured. That is a success. However, for your WR1s, I'm going to go ahead and drop this link for all of you. We're just kind of giving you almost a certification level conversation here, is when you are dealing with your transaction site obviously you don't want to use other people's videos. You want to hand pick those videos. I use the video silo plugin builder that we're talking about here for brand new domains. And that means this is not, I don't consider this an auto blog or what I call a pinvid broadcasting blog. What I use this for is if I have a brand new domain, how many of you guys have domains that are just sitting around and you know what you want to do with it, but it was too much of a pain in the butt to have a properly structured.
It's going to be months before I actually get it. Yes.
Yeah, that's what this is for, and that's how I'm positioning it in the marketplace. Immediately let Greg, Terry, okay, everybody knows.
Yeah,
okay, so
yeah.
all of my blogs now, as soon as we finish this, within the next one day, all of the hundreds of domains that Sue and I have sitting on our server, some of them have squat pages and squeeze page. There's different ways we do it. But they will now have fully structured site with video, with plugins. So when we come back a year from now for some of those umpteen hundreds, so we'll go, hey, we need something on this topic. Oh yeah, remember when we properly structured this with the right data hierarchy with themes? Wow, it's a page rank 1. Or it's a page rank 0, but holy crap, everything is indexed and has traffic with a 2-minute engagement time.
Exactly.
This is real, guys. And that's why we created this.
I can let my asterisks go in there and throw in a handful of related keywords. They can do a drill in TLKT and just manually create that silo in a few minutes.
Precisely.
And it can have videos on it, and we don't have to put a lot of thought into it. And it starts to age that domain. It starts to get you traffic, and then you can come back. In the grand scheme of the world domination matrix, right, you can come back when it's appropriate and actually flesh that site out to be what you want it to be.
Precisely.
Yes. Is it available inside the members area, Russ? Yeah? Is that page live?
I don't know because you made it, the page.
You made the page. I just moved it.
like I said, I moved the page, you moved it, and now I don't know where it is.
Look, I'll have a banner up on the landing page
guys,
in the members area here.
It's a little premature.
Hours.
Yeah, we're a little premature, but
yeah.
And so we'll get to that. And again, it's I think $97 members per month or greater will have access to it. Chuck.
Oh, Lauren asks a great question. Is it relevant to get video sitemaps working with a blog?
Don't get me started, please, on that topic. I just spent 2 hours with a client addressing this issue. Can I answer, Sue?
Yeah, go for it.
Video sitemaps are the best kept secret, in my opinion. Okay, there's probably a couple others, but one of the best kept secrets in the internet, in the SEO business today. Specifically because there's so many bad ones. And at this time, aside from the one that Sue Bell is designing for me meticulously, for us, Yoast's is the only one that I have found. I helped Yoast a bit because I have videos on some of my sites in the tens of thousands, and it just wasn't robust enough early on, and neither were anybody else's, like Laphole or any of the guys that you probably have seen out there. So he fixed it for me, and now it indexes video thumbs directly from YouTube, but it does it at 100 per sitemap. So all you have to do is submit the primary sitemap that comes with the regular WordPress SEO plugin. Now, Yoast has done a kind of tricky thing. You have to use WordPress for SEO for WordPress, which is Yoast,
right, in
order to get the Yoast for sitemap to work. And I think that's kind of clever because it means if you're using SEO Ultimate or blah, 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 you kind of don't, either you minimize the usage of the Yoast for SEO plugin, which you can do, by the way, and continue to use your other one and still use the video sitemap, or you just use the WordPress for SEO for WordPress by Yoast, which is my current favorite. We've had a lot of people today actually in this webinar ask what is my favorite SEO plugin. Mine, and the answer is it depends. Sue might use something in one circumstance, and we might use Yoast in another. So, my favorite personally overall is Yoast, but I use other ones for various reasons. Bottom line is that the Yoast Video Sitemap, which is a premium plugin, and it ain't cheap. It's going to be one of the more expensive plugins on the market. There is no affiliate program. You just go ahead and buy it. It will be one of the best things that you could do for your video thumbs. The reason is that you can get your video thumbs indexed. Have you ever been to the search engines and seen a YouTube video ranked as number 1 or 2? And then have you ever seen a website that says like networkempire.com next to the video with the thumb, and it's a video that's indexed? In order to get that video indexed as a thumbnail, you need to have a plugin that's written specifically in a way that gets the video and the thumb submitted by the Google Sitemaps and Webmaster Tools, and it's a little bit tricky for your average programmer, because a lot of the programmers that are writing video sitemap indexers think that getting a video indexed on the video engine on Google Universal search is what my definition of success is. But you have to have it done in a particular way to get your video thumb with your domain indexed on the search engines, and the fastest way to do that is just simply to get Yoast's video plugin. I've tested it across tens of thousands of videos. It works amazingly well, at least right now, and if there's an update, I'll be sure to tell you if things have changed. I always get a little bit concerned when a lot of people are using something, and Sue and I have noticed a tendency for Google they seem to have made an update that makes it a little bit tougher to get videos thumbnails indexed on your site. They've increased their astringency. However, it's still working incredibly well when you know what you're doing, and especially in smaller niches. And that's really what I would suggest. And the other thing is that it is an expensive plugin, and $180 at this point. It's gone triple in price.
It's $69. That's what he's got here. Video SEO plugin.
No, that's brand new. Okay, from $69 up. If you want unlimited sites, it's $189 for unlimited license.
Okay.
So the main thing to recognize, and so that's one site, and that's pretty expensive. I would recommend, if you're an agency or you have more than 3 sites, to go to professional. I guess it's one up to 20 sites, $249. Wow. Actually, he's lifted his price another $100 now.
He has.
Guys, this is good. Okay, this is good. The reason is that Google pays attention to mass plugin distribution. They just do. And that means that with a price that high, it minimizes like everybody on the whole web like using it. Okay, that means that there's more video thumbnails indexed for us. I'm showing massive click-through rate in comparison to URLs that are not indexed with a thumb on video indexing. Because, I mean, if you actually watch behavior, if you've got 4 videos, even if you have 4 URLs above you and they're outranking you, and yours is a video thumb, you actually watch them drop down and just click the video. I've tested it with people while I'm watching them live. It's just very, very funny. So you can't really beat a video thumbnail. So if you've got videos at all and you're dealing with videos prolifically, I recommend that you take a good solid look at that particular plugin, because it's definitely paid for itself within the first couple months for me. We're not selling you anything. We're not affiliates. There's just nothing else that does it until we write our own. And there are some changes I would make, but it's very, very nice. Okay? Excellent. Lauren is saying, this Yoast, does this work with YouTube videos embedded again? Yes, that's the point, Lauren. It will actually draw the code has a script which pulls the native YouTube thumbnail that is selected for every YouTube video, pulls into your sitemap. In fact, I could show you a sample of what the sitemap looks like if you want.
We should do an actual full webinar on the whole.
Guys, it's just too much for this, because it's what I do with 90% of my day. I do have, Sue and I do have private training on this. You can see the prices at that at automaticvideotraffic.com. We also show you white hat and black hat stuff on that day course. It ain't cheap, because it's highly lucrative when you understand this stuff. And if you're a certification student, visit us at themezoomcertification.com, where it would take us 3 days to show you how to fully integrate video, but it's some of the most powerful and profitable stuff you can do at this time on the web. Not to mention, when you do our One Web Ring, our socially activated automated system, you can, put great videos through your Facebook fan pages and the rest. We can also show you how to work with your social media campaigns in a very white hat way, so that you're just, pretty much increasing your traffic by an order of magnitude.
So somebody asked if we've got video training that comes with the plugin that we're selling, and it'll be here on this video help page. It'll probably be right underneath the manual option. I haven't had a chance to do it yet, because we just got the final version of this plugin this morning.
Yep, and guys, I do have the first video done for that plugin, and you can visit that at videosiloplugin.com. Okay, I've got a nice video that shows you, I show you step-by-step how to use the manual version. I have 2 videos on my drive that I have not yet uploaded, where I show you how to import.
We'll get those in here. We'll put those inside the help area.
And they'll be inside the help those are partially sales videos, but we're going to also fill out this. I guess we have to make a new help video area, Sue, don't we, for this particular, or we
No,
have to extend it?
I want to have, yeah, we'll just extend this one area so that it shows you all the different options.
Yeah. Does everybody, you can see the help files that Sue's been putting together already for you. And again, I do have a sneak peek for you at Video Silo plugin that does show how to use the video importer. And also, this webinar will be available for a replay, so you'll be able to watch it again. All right.
All right.
I'm kind of ready to wrap this up.
I think so.
All right, you guys, you're awesome.
I've given away enough secrets for one day.
Yeah, we have done. That's okay. Guys, you are awesome. And if any of you want to become an affiliate of Network Empire, we are looking for help. We have a couple of folks making a good living with our stuff, and we're heading more and more in that direction. So if you're a Network Empire member, you do have the ability to become an affiliate of our program. And as you can imagine, we're getting more and more traffic and quite popular, but we do have a really intimate and affectionate relationship with our membership base. So just, when you're contacting us on Skype, let us know what your membership level is and, what's going on and how we could really help you particularly. And also inside the basic level Network Empire members, you do not have to be a member to be in the basic level Network Empire training area on Skype. So don't hesitate. Oh, Chuck, that's automaticvideotraffic.com. And so, go ahead and add us to this, join our Skype group. And once in a while, Sue spills some really interesting information in there when she's like up late and she's been over-caffeinated. Occasionally, she will say things just like she's telling me right now to stop talking about the video stuff. So this website, guys, is a placeholder. And what we do is we pull you into another Network Empire page. Please contact us privately on Skype because we have to take you, Sue and I have to give you a special location. This is a $3,000 day course to learn our automatic traffic systems. And also, by the way, you do on our next certification event, which is in, when is that, Sue? That's like...
Oh, far too close. The end of October, the beginning of November.
Sorry, Chuck, you asked. There's no, like we automate everything, like from your fan pages to, it's insane. You've never seen anything like it. So
the certification that we're going to have this fall is going to be informal. It's not going to be a big group event. So if you're interested, let me know.
Yeah, and the certification event, I know I'm going to blow some of you guys out, but it's $15K. Like our big events, what we teach you, you walk away with your ability to build an empire. And so that's why we have the members area. So those of you who can't afford $15,000 and walking away with your own auto blogs, your own WR1 site, you walk away with that stuff built. Okay, so we have the membership area so that you can affordably learn stuff that, has taken us pretty much collectively 25 years to put together. Yep. So that's kind of what's going on, guys. We have a client ascension model that hopefully fits everyone because we know everyone's at varying price ranges. Anyway, I look so forward to seeing all of you. Expertise. Yeah, exactly. I look really forward to seeing you on the inside of networkempire.com. And please do not hesitate to ask if you need help. Just Skype is the best way, and the help desk is going to be the best way to deal with software, okay? Mm-hmm. And that's all available inside the toolbar above on the upper part of the screen. All right, thank you, everybody. Russell Wright and Sue Bell from Network Empire and ThemeZoom.com. We look forward to seeing you on the inside.
Thanks, everybody.
The organizer has